Welcome back, YouTube pipe smokers. Mutton Chop Piper here. Well, today's video is entitled Ash, Ash, and More Ash. Before we get started, I want to do a little housekeeping. I'm smoking an Amarelli fertility pipe. I wanted to show you the rustication on it. The way he rusticated it, it looks like leaves on a tree or branches. It really is beautiful. I really like the way it looks. That's one of my favorite pipes. And out of it, I'm smoking some Samuel Gawis Cabby's mixture. It's one of their new ones, one of their new blends. It's good, but it's different. It's really a unique smoke. So pick some up if you get a chance. All right, let's get back to the video. So what do I mean by ash, ash, and more ash? Well, as you know, when you smoke your pipe, you fill it with tobacco, you do your charring light, tamp that down, and do your true light. So you're going along and you're smoking and smoking a little bit, and then next thing you know, you look and you say, well, looks like I need to tamp my ash. So you tamp the ash onto the top of the unburnt tobacco and you continue to smoke. You smoke a little while longer and it may go out, you may have to relight it, you smoke a little bit longer and you tamp the ash down again. Well, when you get down to the last third of the bowl or last quarter of the bowl, you will find that you have more ash than you do tobacco. For some reason, when you light tobacco in a tobacco pipe, when it gets down to the last third of the bowl, I don't know why it does this, but at the bottom you have more ash than you do tobacco. I couldn't believe it either. I'm like, you mean to tell me that when I burn my tobacco, it turns to ash? Gotcha. I know, it's my attempt at being funny. I probably didn't do it right, so forgive me, please. But what I'm saying is that you, at the bottom third, or the last quarter of the bowl, you have more ash than you have tobacco. So something that I have noticed, well, I've noticed throughout my years of pipe smoking, that when I get down to that portion and I have to relight my pipe, I get this blast of ash taste as I'm trying to relight my tobacco. So, I said, I don't like that. I'm going along and I'm smoking the tobacco and it's wonderful. It tastes great. And then I get that at the last third of the bowl, I get that blast of ash taste, and then it only lasts for a few seconds, but then the flavor comes back. Well, I thought to myself, now this I discovered years ago. How can I prevent that ash taste in my mouth? Now, this video is primarily for you new pipe smokers or you intermediate pipe smokers. You seasoned pipe smokers may already do this, or you might have found, or you might have discovered this over the years that you've been smoking a pipe. But what I've discovered is, or what I've done is, when it gets to that point, that low point, I lightly take my pipe tool and I loosen the ash that's on top of the tobacco, and then I pour it out into an ashtray. Now, when you do that, you'll look down at the bottom and you'll see the tobacco. What's great about this is that the tobacco at the bottom of the bowl is already charred. So once you put it back in your mouth and you relight it, it takes off like that. You don't have to sit there and try to do a circle and get get it started, then tamp it, then get it started. It'll take off right away. So two things that this helps out with. One is I no longer get that ashy blast when I smoke that last third of the bowl. And also, I personally like to build my carbon cake all the way to the bottom of the heel. All the way to the bottom. So it kind of gives me an idea, if I'm right about here, it gives me an idea of how close I am to the bottom. So as I dump that ash out and I relight, depending on the tobacco, you probably have another 5 or 10 minutes of smoking your pipe. Now, once you relight and you start smoking your pipe, and after 5 or 10 minutes it goes out, that's it. Do not attempt to tamp it down and relight it. Just call it good. And take a pipe tool, loosen the tobacco that's in there, and dump it out. And this is something that you're going to have to gauge on your own. If you smoke it for 5 or 10 minutes and it goes out, and you take the tobacco out and there's still quite a bit in there, then okay, then I need to relight again and keep on going. But usually for me, about 5 or 10 minutes, once it goes out, I've pretty much burnt all the tobacco that's in the bowl. So I remove it with a pipe tool, clean the bowl out lightly with a pipe cleaner, and I fill my bowl again whenever I'm ready for another pipeful. Okay, so let's review here real quick. You fill your bowl with tobacco the normal way. You do your charring light, tamp that, and do your true light, and you smoke it. You smoke it for a little while, tamp the ash down on top of the tobacco. Smoke it a little bit more, tamp the ash down on top of the tobacco. Once you get to the last third of the bowl, if your pipe goes out, before you relight, lightly loosen that ash and pour it into an ashtray. Then relight your tobacco. Smoke that last third of the bowl 5 or 10 minutes, or you gauge by your experience, the pipe you're smoking, the tobacco you're smoking. You decide on your own how much longer you can smoke that tobacco until it reaches the heel. And then remove the rest of the ash and unburnt tobacco, and prepare your pipe for another round. All right, well, that's it for this video. I hope you learned something. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you're not a subscriber, I'd appreciate it if you would subscribe. And if you like the video, please give me a thumbs up. Well, that's it. Until our next video, I want to wish you and your family happy piping.